coats, hang it on a single rack. A dozen shadows that won't be coming back. The silver keys feel heavy in my hand. An empire of dust in a lonely land. The kitchen clock is ticking out of time. A silent house is a quiet crime. Parallel hallways and the empty chairs. I'm chasing ghosts up the winding stairs. The air is thick with the things unsaid. A hollow rhythm inside my head. The resonance of a life once shared. Now just a room with the floorboards bare. Welcome home to the hollow hall, where the echoes climb the papered wall. No more laughter and no more light, just a sub-bass pulse in the dead of night. I'm the only one left to keep the flame in a house that doesn't know my name. Cold tea sitting in a porcelain cup. I wait for the sun, but it won't come up. Parallel mirrors reflecting the void. A lifetime of memories neatly destroyed. I see their faces in the peeling paint. The smell of incense heavy and faint. The silence is screaming, the silence is loud. Wrapped in the fabric of a velvet shroud. The air is thick with the things unsaid. A hollow rhythm inside my head. The resonance of a life once shared. Now just a room with the floorboards bare. Welcome home to the hollow hall, where the echoes climb the papered walls. No more laughter and no more light, just a soft bass pulse in the dead of night. I'm the only one left to keep the flame in a house that doesn't know my name. I'm walking through the ribs of a giant. The runes are lungs that stop breathing. Everyone is gone. I am the last echo. Welcome home to the hollow hall, where the echoes climb the papered wall. No more laughter and no more light, just a sub-bass pulse in the dead of night. I'm the only one left to keep the flame in the house that doesn't know my name. Heavy silence, slow heartbeat. 1, 2. The hall is hollow.
Watching the frozen hours slowly pass. A jagged silence fills the empty hall, where familiar shadows used to walk the wall. The radiator is a rusted lung, a bitter anthem like the winter song. I'm breathing crystals in the lightless air, searching for ghosts that are no longer there. I hold the edges of a fractured ear, the only heartbeat that is left to hear. The silver nitrate starts to peel and flake, counting the breaths that I no longer take. Staring deep into the blackest frame, the static whispers back a hollow name. Blurred faces in the sea of velvet gray. The winter took the rest of them away, locked in the ice of a final goodbye. Under the weight of a lead-colored sky. paper skin. Where do the goose and then the ink begin? Cerulean eyes are washed to vacant white, lost in the hunger of the coming night. The air is biting like a serrated blade in this mausoleum that the silence made. Every corner is a hollow cell inside this frame where the memories dwell. I hold the edges of a fractured year, the only heartbeat that is left to hear. The silver nitrate starts to peel the flake, counting the breath and I no longer take. Staring deep into the blackest frame, the static whispers back a hollow lane. Blood faces in a sea of velvet gray. The winter took the rest of my way, locked in the ice of a final goodbye. Under the weight of a lead-colored sky. The frame is empty. The room is freezing. I am the only one left in the picture. Staring deep into the blackest frame, the static whispers back a hollow name. Blurred faces in a sea of velvet gray. The winter took the rest of them away, locked in the ice of our final goodbye. Under the weight of a lead-colored sky. The first comer is the cloud. Total isolation. The wood is cold beneath my fingertips, a ghost of coffee on my drying lips. Why is the kitchen light so sharp and gray when everyone I knew has drifted away? I found a page, a sliver of the past, the only anchor that was meant to last. My hands are shaking, edges starting to tear, reading the ink through the heavy air. My pulse is racing like a broken gear, the ink is blurring with a sudden fear. The room is shrinking, the floor begins to slide. There's nowhere left for a lonely soul to hide. Lonely soul to hide. reflection in these hollow eyes. Empty chairs. Cold coffee. The ink is dry. I am the echo of everyone I lost. Through the stale gray air, illuminating ghosts that are no longer there. Tiny empires of skin and bone, dancing in the silence of a house turned stone. I reach to touch a floating grain of you, but my fingers pass the hollow sunlight through. Every particle is a memory displaced, a fragment of a life that can't be replaced. The ceiling's lifting, gravity is thin, but there's a serrated blade beneath my skin. Every breath is a heavy, jagged blast, watching the particles of our history pass. Every empty chair is a separate stain. First they were echoes, then they were mist. Now they are shadows that don't exist. The graduation of the void is complete. From a crowded life to a cold retreat. I'm the last meanest in this vacant square, breathing the remains of those who were there. The year is thin, the pressure starts to climb. A sharp reminder of the end of time, stabbing at the center of my hollow chest. The weight of the people I lay to rest. laughter. Now it's just physics. Matter cannot be destroyed, but it can be forgotten. It's only dust in the hollow of the room. The night is a beautiful soaring tone. I'm weightless drifting, losing the ground in the world where the pulse is the only sound. Gone are the voices, gone are the names, only the dust in the window frames. Just particles in the light, nothing the last.
The wallpaper is peeling in the hall. The silence is a shadow on the wall. The irony of every safe contact when there's no one left to keep the pact. The irony of voices in my head when all the wires in the street are dead. It's ringing through the thin, hollow laugh. A digital ghost on a lonely path. It's ringing where the dust begins to bloom in the vacuum of a neighbor's empty room. Pick up the phone, pick up the ghost. I'm searching for the one I need the most. The dial tone is cutting like a knife. The only pulse inside this hollow life. No answer, just the static in the air. No answer, and I'm drowning in despair. I hear it through the wood, I hear it through the bone. I hear it in the way I'm standing here alone. I hear it like a heartbeat that forgot to stop, waiting for the sudden heavy gravity to drop. Another room where nobody is home. Another life turned into monochrome. Another call that echoes in the deep. Another promise that I couldn't drink. It's ringing through the thin and hollow laugh. A digital ghost on a lonely path. It's ringing where the dust begins to bloom in the vacuum of a neighbor's empty room. Pick up the phone, pick up the ghost. I'm searching for the one I need the most. The dial tone is cutting like a knife. The only pulse inside this hollow life. No answer, just the static in the air. No answer, then I'm drowning in despair. Subscriber you were trying to reach is no longer in existence. Please hang up. Please stay alone. Please stay alive. Pick up the phone, pick up the ghost. I'm searching for the one I need the most. The dial tone is cutting like a knife. The only pulse inside this hollow life. No answer, just the static in the air. No answer, and I'm drowning in despair. The ringing stops. The silence is louder. Disconnected. frozen cotton sea to find a warmth that used to belong to me. The right side is a desert vast and wide, while I'm a burning mountain crumbling in the night. One pillow is a kingdom, the other is a ghost. I am the uninvited, the morning host. This cold bed is an empire of the void. Everything I loved has been destroyed. 1,000 acres of empty space behind my back, falling forever through the velvet black. I'm drowning in the sheets of an Arctic grave. There is no one left to reach, no one left to save. The portrait frames the windows looking into hell. An empty house is just a hollow shell. Hyperbolic shadows dancing on the wall, watching the family tree begin to fall. My friends are echoes in a distant hall of stone. I've never been so crowded yet so alone. This cold bed is an empire of the void. Everything I loved has been destroyed. 1,000 acres of empty space behind my back, falling forever through the velvet black. I'm drowning in the sheets of an Arctic grave. There is no one left to reach, no one left to save. This cold bed is an empire of the void. Everything I loved has been destroyed. 1,000 acres of empty space behind my back, falling forever through the velvet black. I'm drowning in the sheets of an Arctic grave. There is no one left to reach, no one left to save. This cold bed is an empire of the void. Everything I loved has been destroyed. 1,000 acres of empty space behind my back, falling forever through the velvet black. I'm drowning in the sheets of an Arctic grave. There is no one left to reach, no one left to save. Just a mattress for two, just a soul for none. The freeze as one.
The nails and the plaster are holding up nothing. It's not a tragedy, just a minor adjustment of the light. The squares on the wallpaper are slightly less faded than the people who promised to stay through the night. The hallway is a rib cage with a hollow chest, a skeletal structure where the memories went to rest. I wouldn't say the house is empty exactly, it's just significantly less crowded than it was before. The shadows are lengthening across the gray floor, like fingers reaching for the handle of a locked door. The silence isn't deafening, it's just a bit loud, like the muffled echoes of a disappearing crowd. Watch the flicker, feel the dimming of the spark. We're just rearranging furniture in the dark. obstacles for my walking path. The architecture is an allegory for the skin, keeping the void out in the nothingness in. The portraits are gone, but the ghosts are still posed in the negative space where the air has decomposed. The shadows are lengthening across the gray floor, like fingers reaching for the handle of a locked door. The silence isn't deafening, it's just a bit loud, like the muffled echoes of a disappearing crowd. Watch the flicker, feel the dimming of the spark. We're just rearranging furniture in the dark. Building an empire out of being alone. The light finally dies. The grave doesn't black. Come on, shake the sea. No more coming back. In the plaster, the nails 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 in the plaster. The nails in the plaster.
The couch is an island in a sea of gray dust. The silence is heavy, a layer of rust. I look for your shadow, I reach for a hand, but the voices are buried in shifting sand. Just a screen, just a glow, just a pale flickering. A hollowed out mind and a heart that is withering. Empty chairs, empty rooms, empty air where they stood. I trade all my memories for one pulse if I could. It starts in the tips of my fingers are chill. The static is rising, the world is so still. The numbness is crawling, a frost on the skin where the ghosts of the living are paper thin. Light is flat. I'm staring at nothing, I'm staring at that. They're gone, they're gone. The screen is my friend. The beginning of static, the absolute end. My elbows are heavy, my shoulders are gone. A ghost in the circuit from midnight to dawn. Repeat the frequency, modulate the pain. The television snow is the only thing sane. It starts in the tips of my fingers are chill. The static is rising, the world is so still. The numbness is crawling, a frost on the skin, where the ghosts of the living are paper thin. Paper thin. Static is the only voice left in the room. A beautiful signal, a digital tone. White noise screaming when the laughter used to be drumming out the wreckage of my history. Just a snow, just a haze, just a flickering light. Night losing everyone's on the salt of the night. Of the night. I tried to remember your face, but the pixels are breaking apart. There's no one on the other side of the glass. Only the hum. Only the beautiful, empty hum. Static is the only voice left in the room. A beautiful signal, a digital tune. White noise screaming where the laughter used to be. Drumming out the wreckage of my history. Just a snow, just a haze, just a flickering light. Losing everyone's on the salt of the night. Nothing but the noise. Nothing but the snow. Signal lost. Signal lost.
Found them cold beneath the floorboards crack. A heavy weight that never journeys back. 5 silver teeth biting in my palm. The silence here is a jagged kind of calm. This brass line once opened up his world. Now it's just a scrap of metal, cold and curled. I'm the curator of a deadbolt heart, while the living world is falling all apart. The edges sting against the lifeline skin, reminding me of where I can't get in. The tumblers turn inside a hollow chest, the graveyard of the people I love best. Click clack, the ghost is in the hall. Keys for the doors that lead to nothing at all. Click clack, the resonance of loss, counting the rooms in the heavy, heavy cars. I'm holding the access to a house of ghosts. In the sea of shadows where I am the hope. For the brother who dissolved in the rain. For the mother, a dull aching chain. Metonyms of lives in a steel cold ring. I'm the keeper of every empty thing. The copper smells like blood inside my grip. Watching the legacy start to lose its slip. Every click is a name I can't speak out loud. Walking through the wake of a silent crowd. The edges sting against the lifeline skin, reminding me of where I can't get in. The tumblers turn inside a hollow chest, the graveyard of the people I love best. ghost is on the hall. Keys for the doors that lead to nothing at all. Click clack, with the resonance of laws. Counting the rooms of the heavy, heavy cars. I'm holding the access to a house of ghosts. In the sea of shadows where I am the host. There are no doors left, only the weight in my hand. I have the power to enter, but there's no one left to see me come in, 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 come in. Click clack, the ghost is in the hall. Keys for the doors that lead to nothing at all. Click clack, the resonance of laws. Counting the rules and the heavy, heavy cars. I'm holding the access to a house of ghosts. In the sea of shadows where I am. The metal is cold. The locks are all rusted. Final transmission terminated. The sun is a cold fire on the bedroom wall. The shadows are taller, watching me fall. The kitchen is singing the song of the void. A beautiful wreckage, a life destroyed. I'm drowning in air that's too thick to breathe. In a crowded room where nobody leaves, because nobody's here, it's just me and the dust. A silent explosion of iron and rust. The clock is a hammer, the seconds are lead. Counting the names of the ghosts in my head. I reach for a hand and I touch the black ice, paying the debt of a permanent price. Welcome to the gray morning light, where the day is as dark as the night. The weight of the empty is crushing my chest. I follow heartbeats in the rib cage of rest. I'm screaming in silence, I'm awake in a dream, stitching the holes of a broken down seam. The phone is the fossil, a digital grave. No voices to catch and no spirits to save. I walk through the hallways of used to be a prisoner living in a finally free. The breakfast is bitter, the coffee is stone. The loudest sound is being alone. Contrast of life in the frame of BK, watching the colors all beating to gray. The clock is a hammer, the seconds are lead. Counting the names of the ghosts in my head. I reach for a hand and I touch the black ice, paying the debt of a permanent price. sun just highlights the dust on their empty chairs. The oxygen is gone. I am breathing in the ghost. Welcome to the gray morning light, where the day is as dark as the night. The weight of the empty is crushing my chest. A hollow heart beats in a rib cage of rest. I'm screaming in silence. I'm awake in a dream, stitching the holes of a broken down seam. Gray morning. The air is lit. The silence is deafening. Glass the window weeps today, while empty coats and hallways stay. Cold the coffee in the cup, never the voices picking up. A hollow house, a skeleton frame. No one left to call my name. Silent the rooms, heavy the air. Only the ghosts are sitting there. Clouds the heavy sky deform, counting heartbeats in the storm. Every drop a ghost I knew, searching for a trace of you.
The window is a barrier. The water is memory.
one left inside.
I'm talking to the oak and the velvet grain. I'm pouring out the wine for the ghost of pain. I look at where you sat in the winter light. Everything is frozen in the winter light. My memory is fading in the winter light. I set a place for your shadow to sit. A hollow space where the candles are lit. The clock is ticking but the house is still. The world is empty and the house is still. Are waiting for a hand to move. 10 lives are buried in a single groove. I'm calling out your names to the hollow stone. The dust is settling on the hollow stone. I'm sitting at the table all alone. I set a place for your shadow to sit. A hollow face where the candles are lit. The clock is ticking but the house is still. The world is empty and the house is still. used to be. I'm fading into space where you found. Only the one remains. Only the cold remains. Empty town. Empty town. Empty chair. Empty chair. Cool. Look at all this extra room I finally gained. Not a single dirty glass or floor that's stained. I guess the invitations must have vanished in the air. Or maybe they're just playing tag and I'm it everywhere. The coats are hanging heavy, shells without a ghost. I'm making quiet speeches to a room without a host. They're gone, and the floor is tilting to the side. Nowhere left for a broken heart to hide. I'm spinning in the center of this hollow space, trying to remember every single face. The dinner's getting cold and the house is a tomb, and I'm the only one left in the wrecking room. How polite of them to leave without a messy goodbye. To leave the lights all burning and the fountain dry. I've checked the driveway 20 times since the sun went down, but I'm the only citizen left in this ghost town. Maybe they're just late, yeah, stuck in eternal rain, while I'm mapping out the borders of a private pen. They're gone, and the floor is tilted to the side. Nowhere left for a broken heart to hide. I'm spinning in the center of this hollow space, trying to remember every single face. The dinner's getting cold and the house is a tomb, and I'm the only one left in the wrecking room. Standing in the middle, but the ceiling's on the floor. I don't think I recognize the handle on the door. The vertigo is screaming like a siren in the dark, waiting for a flame that's never gonna find a spark. They're gone, and the floor is tilted to the side. Nowhere left for a broken heart to hide. Spinning in the center of this hollow space, trying to remember every single face. The dinner's getting cold and the house is a tomb, and I'm the only one left in the wrecking room. They're gone, and the floor is tilted to the side. Nowhere left for a broken heart to hide. Spinning in the center of this hollow space, trying to remember every single face. The dinner's getting cold and the house is a tomb, and I'm the only one left in the wrecking room. The keys are on the table, the lights are on, when nobody is coming home.
The dinner table is a graveyard of plans, just settling on the work, I'm missing hands. 6 sets of keys hanging cold by the door, but the footsteps don't echo on the wood anymore. I'm talking to shadows that don't talk back, watching the sunset through a jagged crack. The phone is a brick with a dead-end tone, the king of the ashes on a hollow throne. I'm the last light in a dying constellation, feeding the ghost with my own desperation. The air is thinning, the walls are getting wide. There's nowhere left for a memory to hide. Take a final breath in an empty room. The walls go in the shadows start to consume. And no one to call and no one to stay. Just a cold wind blowing the names away. Every face is a flicker in the dark, waiting for the end of the vital spark. Accept the silence, embrace the deep. The only promises I have left to keep. I'm folding the clothes that nobody wears, a heavy vibration at the top of the stairs. The calendar stopped on a Tuesday in May, before the gravity pulled the world away. Now the silence is the physical weight, a rusted lock on a heavy iron gate. I memorized the cracks in the ceiling tile. It's been a lifetime since I saw a smile. I'm the last night in a dying constellation, feeding the ghost with my own desperation. The air is thinning, the walls are getting wide. There's nowhere left for a memory to hide. Take a final breath in an empty room. Walk away, the shadows start to consume. No one to call and no one to stay. Just the cold air blowing the names away. Every face is a flicker in the dark, waiting for the end of the vital spark. Accept the silence, embrace the deep. The only promises I have left to keep. The window is open.